Hello students, welcome. Today we are going to understand the fascinating journey of electricity, right from a basic scientific principle all the way to the plug point in your wall.
So let's begin with a simple question, just to get us thinking. What is this invisible force that powers your life? We use it every single day, don't we? Often without even a second thought. But how does it all actually work? Let's find out. Okay, let's dive into our first section where we will uncover the most fundamental connection between electricity and magnetism. This relationship, students, is the key to everything. First, we must define our key term. So what is a magnetic field? It is simply the region of influence of a magnetic force. Think of it as an invisible area around a magnet. You have all played with magnets, no? That pushing or pulling you feel? That is the magnetic field at work.
Now, what's really interesting is that this is not just about magnets. Any wire that is carrying an electric current generates its own magnetic field, and the field lines form these perfect little circles around the wire.
So how can we make this effect much stronger? Well, this is brilliantly illustrated here. We can coil the wire into something we call a solenoid. This concentrates the magnetic field, making it very strong and uniform on the inside. Students, please note this point. The solenoid is a very important concept.
Let's move on to our next section. Now that we know how to create this magnetic field, let's see how we can use it to create motion.
So here is the crucial point. When you place a wire with a current flowing through it inside another magnetic field, it gets pushed or pulled by a force. And just like that, you have the basic principle behind every single electric motor.
This naturally leads to a very important question, doesn't it? For any practical application, we need to know, how can we predict the direction of this force?
And for this, we have a wonderful tool, Fleming's left-hand rule. Now, this is very important for your exams, so please stretch out your left hand and follow along with the slide. Your thumb represents the force, your forefinger represents the magnetic field, and your center finger represents the current.
Easy! Now that we understand the force, let's look at the two different ways that electric current can actually flow, AC and DC.
Right, so we have direct current, or DC, which is like a one-way street. The current flows in only one direction. The power from a battery is a good example. And then we have alternating current, or AC, where the flow changes direction back and forth, periodically. This is the electricity we have in our homes.
The speed at which this AC changes direction is called its frequency. We measure it in hertz. In India, our domestic supply has a frequency of 50 hertz, which means the current is changing its direction 50 times every single second.
So why AC? Well, for large-scale power distribution, AC has very clear advantages. It can be sent over long distances with much less power loss, we can change its voltage easily with transformers, and it's cheaper to generate. Remember this point, students, it is a very common exam question. Okay, and finally, let's bring all this theory home and see how this AC power is safely managed inside our own houses. So, the wiring in your house is a very carefully designed circuit. It consists of a system of 3 main wires to ensure both that everything works and, more importantly, that it's safe. Let's look at this table. There's the live wire, usually red, which brings the power. Then there's the neutral wire, which is black, and this one completes the circuit. And finally, you have the earth wire, which is green. This is a pure safety feature, and its only job is to protect you from an electric shock.
So as we have seen today, a fundamental scientific discovery about magnetism now powers our entire world. It's a perfect example of this idea, the science of today is the technology of tomorrow. And so, I will leave you with this final thought. For over 100 years, we have sent power one way, from the power station to us. But what comes next? What about two-way smart grids where our homes can also send power back? That is something for you to think about.
फ्यूचर का टाइम आ गया है, ब्रांड प्रमोशन का नेक्स्ट लेवल। वेलकम टू नेक्स्ट जेन प्रोमो। आज का मार्केट डिजिटल है, कंपटीशन भी क्रिटिकल है। सिर्फ प्रोडक्ट से काम नहीं, प्रमोशन होना विजिबल है। हम लाए स्ट्रैटेजी स्मार्ट, क्रिएटिव विजुअल्स, पावरफुल स्टार्ट। ब्रांड को मिलेगी स्ट्रॉन्ग आइडेंटिटी, मार्केट में बनेगी ऑथोरिटी। नेक्स्ट जेन प्रोमो, नेक्स्ट जेन ग्रो। ब्रांड को को मिले फ्यूचर का बूस्ट। नेक्स्ट जेन प्रोमो, स्मार्ट प्रमोशन, डिजिटल वर्ल्ड में स्ट्रॉन्ग पोजीशन। स्टार्टअप हो या बिजनेस बड़ा, हर ब्रांड को चाहिए नया पड़ाव। स्टोरी टेलिंग से इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट, ऑडियंस कनेक्ट, दैट इज ग्रेट। वीडियो एड्स, ब्रांड इन फ्लो, हर प्लेटफॉर्म पे ब्रांड को ग्रो। नेक्स्ट जनरेशन मार्केटिंग प्लान, यही है सक्सेस का न्यू स्कैन। नेक्स्ट जेन प्रोमो, डोंट जस्ट प्रमोट, प्रमोट स्मार्ट, प्रमोट नेक्स्ट जेन।
आज के समय में सिर्फ रिज्यूमे बनाना काफी नहीं है। जरूरी है कि लोग आपको समझें, आपकी स्किल्स को जानें और आपकी कहानी सुने। आज सोशल मीडिया पर जो दिखता है वही बिकता है। इसीलिए हम लाए हैं रिज्यूम एक्सप्लेनेशन वीडियो सर्विस, जहां आपका रिज्यूम ये प्रोफेशनल तरीके से या आसान भाषा में समझाया जाता है। देखो, इससे बनती है आपकी करियर रेपुटेशन और मजबूत होती है आपकी सोशल रेपुटेशन। जब आप अपना रिज्यूम वीडियो सोशल मीडिया पर शेयर करते हैं तो लोग आपको सिर्फ नाम से नहीं, आपकी काबिलियत से पहचानते हैं। क्योंकि आपकी पहचान मायने रखती है। क्योंकि आपकी पहचान मायने रखती है।